We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
I know I'm not the one. Don't fake it, well, you don't belong to me.
Hello, and welcome to the Direbird Adventuring Company. It's Tuesday night, so that'll be our sci-fi campaign, Esper Genesis, Holocaust of the Ekajati, using the Esper Genesis 5e rules. I'm your GM for the evening, Jason, and joining me as usual will be Sarah playing Cat, Decca playing Armanto, and Eric playing Adrian. And we should soon be joined by Patrick, reprising his role as Hull. So, if you were here last week, you got to watch the heroes segue from human trafficking, which they were only involved in accidentally, to, what would you call it? Kidnapping an endangered species?
Wildlife smuggling?
Smuggling, I guess. I guess it would fall under smuggling.
Yep.
It's the equivalent of smuggling koala out of Australia.
Yeah, basically.
Except cuter.
Yes.
I don't know. The Bolarolas are pretty cute, but I don't know about cuter than koalas.
Well, considering koalas are absolutely riddled with STDs.
Yeah, a little bit safer, probably.
We don't know that yet.
You have not studied the Bolarola's mating habits.
No, I haven't. I don't want to.
Xenobiologist. Yes, I have. We actually covered that last week. I actually know enough of their mating habits to know that they never actually go through a mating cycle outside of their home planet.
That's true. That
Yeah,
did come
that's
up.
true. Wow. Okay, fair enough.
I got a 24 on my xenobiology check, so...
That's like the deep Bolarola lore.
It's the deep lore for a critter we made up on stream.
Yeah. To be fair, isn't that just D&D?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah.
Alright, after smuggling a couple of Bolarola out of... did I ever give their planet a name? It's not important.
Bolorolia?
Bolarola.
That I don't remember was the name. I think I was too focused on inventing the Bolarola because you made me do it.
But you then traveled to Yillian 4. Which is a planet that was colonized, I believe it was like 20 years ago, thereabouts, by the Valna, which is a cat race for people not familiar with Esper Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 20 years ago. Oh yes, you were looking for Niroba Daisto, a woman who has lived on the planet much, much longer than that.
We found her, too.
Yes. Well, she doesn't exist. She's not exactly hiding.
Yeah.
She just likes to live away from people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Me
she
too,
was
buddy.
I think she was currently attached to Jim at the moment. All limpet style.
She was fond of Jimbo, but
Uh-huh.
Jim's gonna kill us all in our sleep later, just so we know.
I'm gonna kill him first.
but
I mean, you could replace him as the pilot.
in a pinch.
No one would ever know.
Except for everybody.
Jim doesn't have the eye makeup.
No one would ever know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you traveled there. You met a local Valna guide named Weimar and his daughter Sina. He took you out to where the Witch of the Wide Wood lived.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to be on pretty good terms with her. You know, everybody else, at least in the city closest to her, were a little freaked out by her. When you had talked to the, we'll say air traffic controller for the planet, you know, they didn't know who you were talking about. So clearly she doesn't have global fame particularly. But from what
I
you
thought they-
gathered,
I thought they knew her by the witch, but I thought they knew her her
Yeah.
situation at least.
So as far as I know, they
now
don't
the
know her
first
by
guy
name.
you talked to did not know anything.
Okay.
When you talked to the one that was local to that town,
Yeah.
they knew exactly what you're talking about, and any of the townsfolk you'd asked about her reacted to the name.
Okay.
They asked us not to piss her off too. I remember that.
That's fair.
The early settlers, the first few scouts that ran into her had a bad encounter with her. She didn't kill anybody, but she whooped up on them pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Weimar had let it drop that he was the one that ended up going in and talking her down,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of making nice. He was not involved with whatever the rudeness was.
Yep.
But you had found her house without incident. The cat counter is cat counter is already at 2. Wow.
I didn't get the first one.
I love how we have a counter for pork chop being pork chop.
Yeah.
Ooh, pork chops would be good. Anyway, so you showed up at her house. She, looked all y'all over, immediately recognized Jim, poked a little fun at him for being old, and invited you in.
Mm-hmm.
You had seen wildlife everywhere. There was a tropical bird waiting out in the front yard, something that would not survive well in these woods.
Yeah.
Because the summers are fairly mild, but they have some fairly harsh winters. Weimar referred to it as her cabin. It's actually a pretty good sized house, though. The outside's all done up log cabin style. But...
Yeah.
Let's see. She had invited you in, and had
She invited
basically
us to
taken
dinner.
you back to the dining room, which seemed, it was very large dining area. Seemed out of place for somebody that's living as a hermit in the woods. Her only comment was that she does occasionally have friends that come to visit, and she likes having enough room for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think you mentioned that is when she does entertain guests. That's what she uses it for.
Kind of tracks. Sure.
But there's a
Or
lot of
she's
y'all. So
secretly gonna eat us.
I mean, I'm gamey as shit, so I don't think if she wants to eat me.
she lives out in the woods. She
Saltier
probably
than
eats gamey all the
jerky.
time.
That's true.
I mean, cat would be nothing but salt.
Like just, salt basting jerky or something. I don't know. It's been a long Tuesday, guys.
She just uses cat to season the rest of y'all.
It's been a long week, I say, on a Tuesday.
I was gonna say Adrian probably tastes like a mollusk for some reason. Just something weird.
Excuse you? I am a choice prime rib.
Okay, you could be the first to be eaten.
Crab.
No,
He's
no,
really
you're the smart
crab.
one. You taste like brain and eggs,
Brain.
which I've
and
never
eggs.
had, but I've worked at a store where we sold it in cans.
I've
Sure.
eaten cow brains before. I'm Hispanic. We don't waste.
Okay.
I've just never had it, so I'm like trying to figure out what this tastes like.
So the moral of the story, Sarah, is we can't let Natasha cook ever.
Anyway,
But back to the game.
yes. away from this odd segue.
Yeah.
Like back through the hedge onto the other side.
Need to go on the other side of the hedge that we homered into.
Aramanto will take a seat. Just kind of. Is there a seat that looks obviously hers?
Not particularly, no.
It's like the seat that's like this way facing everybody.
No, there's nothing that looks particularly just blatantly
Like
hers.
none of them look like this is where the head of the house sits. Don't sit on this chair or you might die.
No, and she hasn't come off as quite that vicious
I don't know that.
yet.
So I'm gonna take a seat in the on the long end, one of the long ends of the thing, and just kind of chill. Just kind of cross my arms like this and be like.
It's getting some kind of encoding thing on the OBS, but it seems to be working now, so I don't worry about it.
Doesn't seem to be letting up. I think you're so good.
Yeah. Adrian will just find a seat somewhere.
Okay.
The four of us came in together, and none of us are sitting next to each other.
Or we're just all like sitting like right next to each other, like power in numbers, power in numbers.
She's on one end of the table. All y'all are clustered around the far end.
Guns out.
There's like 40 of them. We won't survive.
But so she gets y'all sit down. She serves tea. It's got a not a twang to it. It's not any kind of tea you've ever had before.
Is it ginger tea?
No.
Twang.
Okay. No, I was like likening it to IRL tea that I have had that has twang in it. Anyway,
She explains that it's a local plant, so it's just not something you. Tea probably isn't even really the right word for it, but yeah.
But that's none of my business.
Oh
Precisely.
my god. Well played. Well played.
As you're sitting down, Adrian, when you pull your seat out, there is a creature sitting in it.
Okay.
You know, the size of a decent sized squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Very
What
puffy
is-
tail.
What is
You know, if it's standing up.
this? Okay. It's like I've never seen a squirrel that big.
Really?
Quick xenobiology roll to figure out what it is.
Used to. The place I used to. We used to have some big ones.
Put a saddle on it. Ride it.
Because we had to fish them out of my buddy's pool every now and then.
Oh, that's sad.
Hey, they might just be large then because they're bloated.
I don't
Were they
know.
alive?
No.
That's a hell of a xenobiology roll.
Okay, so
All
20,
right.
23 xenobiology to figure out what this is.
The rest of you see Adrian step up, pull the chair back, look down at this little, cute little puffball, or not puffball, but, cute little kind of rodent-esque looking thing. It's got very big, expressive eyes, floppy ears. Does have kind of a big, puffy squirrel-style tail.
Fucking Pikachu.
And Adrian immediately swears and jumps back from it.
What is it?
Cat kind of looks at it like, usually you snuggle those things. Or at least like fluffy things.
It's gonna send him the information.
I'll say, yeah, I'd like to know what this is so I can share it.
I mean, he RP'd what you did, so that's concerning.
Mm-hmm. Just a
Alright.
bit.
Let him hug the deadly squirrel.
Forbidden rodent.
Forbidden rodent. Good
The
God.
poisonous snuggles.
I mean, I have a forbidden cat that's my favorite. It's the
Yeah,
ocelot.
Sitting in the Discord, but I might as well just tell you.
Sure.
It is a creature called a Zwise.
Alright.
Were you smuggling a Bolarola off could get you 20 years in prison?
Uh-huh.
People have been known to be executed for smuggling these off of
Oh,
their
we're
world.
good then. Okay.
Alrighty then.
Oh,
When they
okay.
were
I
first
thought you-
discovered,
Go ahead.
uh,
Sorry.
they were given out as pets to a lot. They quickly spread out as pets.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with them is the world they're from, and part of the reason they were popular is they're fairly intelligent, easily domesticated, or easily not domesticated, but easily tamed. Just not very aggressive. The world they're from is known for its, I guess you'd say, aggressive microscopic life.
Mm-hmm.
The entire planet is basically just a pit of disease.
Oh, okay.
The bacteria there mutates at an extreme rate. There's been no successful colonizations of the place. These creatures have an extremely powerful immune system,
Okay.
which is how they manage to thrive on that world. But their bodies don't eliminate the bacteria or the disease. They're like little plague factories,
Oh no.
completely harmless in their native environment. But when you take them off, any disease that gets in there, they tend to... It's almost like they weaponize it. Not intentionally. You know, they're not that intelligent. So everywhere these pets were sent, you'd have plague break out. Of course, you're talking about, advanced society, so even when they weren't really sure where it came from, then you'd,
Yeah.
quarantine people, It's not like it caused the Black Death on any worlds or anything, but, But you certainly had hundreds, if not thousands, die just on the number of them that spread out.
Yeah. So Adrian will pause. He'll look at our guest, say,
Your guest.
We're the guest.
with our host.
Oh, okay. Hostess. Okay.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. He'll just point at it and go, "How has that not started a plague yet?"
Oh, I've just gotten it. It hasn't had time. And it was sterilized before they brought it here. Calm down. I mean, and then she got a pause as well. I mean, it was sterilized as in, but I mean, it had its
Is that how it...
payload, I guess you'd say.
I don't like where this is
They're
going
like-
at all.
It was cleaned. It's clean.
How thorough?
Esper powers.
I cast Detoxify on it.
She's like, I'm capable of keeping it.
Repeatedly.
She's like, I'm capable of keeping it
Clean.
cured, I guess you'd say.
Right.
And it's just kind of looking up at you with those big eyes, and it just kind of, creeps towards you.
He pushes the chair back in
Aramonto's
under the
being-
table, and he goes to find another chair.
Aramonto, being immune to disease, will swap seats with Adrian.
No, Adrian just pushes the chair back under the table and goes to find another one.
Go sit over there. I got this. I'll just let the thing sit on my lap.
She's like, oh, he's adorable.
I'm not even. It's not even. It's a tactical decision.
Yes, he is, but he's also a walking biobomb.
I'm immune to disease. I don't care.
You're immune to
You
disease
are.
and capable of flying the
We're
ship.
not. It's like, you're immune. We're not.
I have plenty of this left over, and his hand glows like an undulating blue.
Let's
You're
just sit
fine.
down and drink some tea.
This tea's pretty good. I like it. It's got a good kick to it.
Anyway, so she sits down at one end of the table and kind of taps on the table. And the little Zwaz jumps up on the table and runs down to her.
Armando's like, no.
Bye, Ignacio. You had a good run.
It hops down in her lap. You just see its head poking up above the table, kind of watching y'all while she's petting. So what brings my old friend Jim and a whole lot of Espers to my house?
Trying to find his boss.
Yeah, his boss has been MIA for a while, and it's at first it was ostensibly a vacation, but now it's one of those things where like vacation's like, a week, a month at the most. Now it's getting into like I'm scared territory.
Well, I saw him not too long ago. He's been through here. He seemed to be fine.
I seem to be fine. Okay.
Well, that's good now.
Ah, Patrick. A wild Patrick appears.
Hello, you sneaky.
I heard him come in.
Yeah.
I missed him come in some kind of way.
I did not.
Need to improve your passive perception, Jason. Also, considering my usual problems, how am I sounded?
Pretty good,
actually.
Actually loud enough.
weird.
I'm having to turn you down away from 200%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it. You might have a good
Yeah.
thing going.
Yeah.
Do not move any of the cords.
Do not move a single wire.
Don't move a damn thing.
All right. So anyway, Patrick, all you've missed so far is the review and the fact that she's got a plague rat as a pet. And you might have been
Adorable
here for
plague rat.
You might have been here for that, depending on when you snuck in.
He snuck in about the time we were asking about our boss.
Okay. She has assured you all that this living potential bioweapon is harmless.
Well, you're immune to disease too, aren't you? Being,
I don't know if the action forged or music.
Frankenstein.
I'm resistant. I have advantage.
Okay. You're
Now
resistant.
he's quiet.
Easy come, easy go.
Back up to 200%. All right.
What have you done?
I said, don't touch the wires.
But anyway, so she tells you, she's seen Achilles. He came through not too long ago.
He seemed fine.
Oh yes. I mean, old, but that happens to everybody.
Did he
Time comes for us all.
say what he was doing? By chance? We had trouble catching
He
up with
did,
him.
but I'm not sure how much of his business I should be sharing. I mean,
True.
just a matter of politeness.
Yeah.
Well, I understand politeness. We're all just very, very concerned for him. It's been, a while since we've even had the chance to talk. I've talked to him one time, and I used to be his biggest fan.
really, he's got a photo of him in his room.
I do. It's a really nice photo.
I
I'll
almost said
bring it
pin up, and then I no.
Nope.
Oh come on! It's him standing on a ruin, no shirt,
It's a
wind in
Captain
his
Morgan-
hair.
it's a
oiled
Captain
up.
Morgan pose.
Oiled up. Oh, Lord.
Jeff.
Words you never want to hear in your RPG.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jeff Goldblum.
Or maybe you do want to hear in your RPG. I don't know.
You don't know me.
I had a
You
character.
don't know my life?
I had a character that ran around oiled up, to the point that I bought gloss to put on the miniature, so he'd look oiled up.
Oh,
Amazing.
good grief.
It's still better than a game for error.
You
I didn't hear
complete-
any of that.
Yeah, you completely roboted out there, Patrick.
Better than Danny's Game of Thrones character.
Yes, yeah. Let's not bring that up.
Too late. He got a magic shield that made him fight pick style. And literally his catchphrase from then on was, Danny, put your pants on.
Because he wouldn't realize he'd taken the stuff off. We'd just look over at him, he'd be sitting there with just a shield. Anyway,
All
we're
right,
getting
then.
off on sidetrack.
As one does.
But yes,
As well.
she says Achilles seemed fine. He's researching some project or other, as he tends to do.
I'm gonna try to reconnect and disconnect, so like you all went like dead.
Okay.
It's just weird. And like I said, I've watched this guy since I was like 5. There's nothing else to do back then besides. Well, I don't want to get into that right now. Anyway, I'm just concerned for his safety as a lifelong.
Yeah, we did some work for him earlier in the year, and we're just wanting to kind of check back in on him, make sure everything's good. Had some updates for some things, wanted to kind of relay him. Time is of the essence, kind of thing.
And he's not answering any of our calls.
Do you know what he was researching?
Aramonto with his 9 intelligence is like,
a job he'd sent us out on earlier. Just an older civilization he'd been looking into.
Well, with him, that hardly narrows it down anyway.
Yeah,
True.
he's
That's fair.
But you must be the ones that he had loaned the Roustabout to.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
he mentioned you. I mean, not by name or any detail.
Was it a glowing review?
Oh, he said he'd been
These
pretty happy
damn
with your
kids
work.
won't leave me alone.
All right.
So what is it
Armand
that made you
Nacho
think to
suddenly
come
goes
here?
like this.
Come again?
What is it that made you think to come here?
Adrian points at Jim.
And Jim recounts to her that, talking with Basil had mentioned her just in conversation, which Jim had took to mean, something must have had Basil thinking about her. So he thought perhaps, shot in the dark that the killer might have been coming here.
Who knows? And man, we were right.
Jim missed his calling as a detective and a pirate.
Pirate detective.
Yeah.
We'll make a new series for you, Jim. It's just you being you in one of those old noir cloaks, just with a hat, just solving mysteries.
Like the pirate hat, but the gumshoe jacket.
Testing.
All right, you're on here for right now, at least.
You're good.
All right. Well, you must be awfully worried about him to come all this way. He's he's older than he was, but he still seemed to be in good health and perfectly competent. What's actually got you so concerned?
Something that we technically really can't mention.
But one of you's mentioned it, hasn't they? And she just looks over at Jim.
God damn it, Jim.
Of course he did.
Jim's like, what? I told you I sent the letter out, or sent the note out.
Did you send it to a mailing list?
No, just to Killy.
Achille who sent it to our host.
She's like, no, Achille was telling me what he was researching while he was here.
Okay. That's different.
But he mentioned that Jim let some information slip that apparently your crew were opting not to tell him, despite having been hired to gather that information for him.
Yeah.
He didn't seem overly upset about this. He didn't talk about you like it was a betrayal or anything.
I mean, there's just... I don't know. I wasn't here when any of that stuff happened. I was just here for the recent stuff. One of you filled them in.
Actually, have y'all even told Aramanto about some of it?
No! They haven't.
Nope.
Look,
They still keep using boogeyman terms.
when the Star Trek-esque godlike beings tell you you don't tell people, you don't tell people.
When Q's like, hey, don't tell anyone.
That's when you stick the bartender on him.
That's when we go get Cisco and have him punch him.
Which makes more sense once you find out what Cisco was. He
Yeah.
probably could have punched a Q.
Wow,
Maybe
spoilers,
that's why
guys.
Q looks so surprised.
Ow! Is that blood? Ow!
Card never punched me.
Maybe what he really meant was Picard couldn't have punched him. Anyway.
But yeah,
Keep segueing.
That's what we do on Tuesdays.
Yeah, this is true.
so
At least the
like,
sci-fi world.
what did Achille tell you? And we'll fill in gaps that we feel appropriate. We're not trying to be secretive, but
Kind of have to be.
if you don't know about it, you can't be asked about it.
So he told me about the Ekajati.
Mm-hmm.
Echo what?
The species you've been researching.
We've told Armando at least that much.
Yeah, I think you had dropped that species.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
He told me he'd been researching them. He broke down your trip to CDL 113. What was that other world? The one that it tried to hide that it had the primitives on it.
Inside of the gap? This is OOC.
No. This is the when y'all basically blackmailed the government into
Oh, yeah. The one with the cave.
right. That had the coordinates to the shortcut.
When y'all what?
So he explained that.
Yeah, we blackmailed the planetary government, didn't you know?
No.
We're gonna sit
Armando.
down, and there's gonna be cocoa involved.
Oh, that's what I need to make tonight while it's snowing.
I hate both of you for having snow. I want you to know that. It completely went around my hair.
Yeah, it was
No.
a lot dusty.
Around here, it's gotten a little thicker, but not by much.
I got to walk around in it because I got one of my neighbors' packages mailed to me.
Oh.
I could have
Coke's over
opened
there,
it.
Mount.
I could have opened it, but even it's from Old Navy. It probably wouldn't be my size.
Cat looks over at Armando like it. Once
Yes. Yes.
we get back on the ship, ask the questions. He knows more than thumbs over at Adrian. Knows more specifics than I do because he's just a freaking brain on a stick.
I don't
I
even
mean
know
that
what
nicely.
to ask.
Okay, we'll just go over.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll just start at the beginning.
Okay.
Adrian says nothing.
Big Bang happened, and then the universe began to cool and sort of
Reaches over, bips Hall upside the back.
All right. While y'all are having this
While
little,
this is happening in front of the host.
and she's just sitting there. I'm starting to think you're a secretive bunch.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's been a
I res-
weird.
I respect people and their secrets.
It's been a weird.
He was skimpy on details as to how you got into the anomaly at the shortcut.
So, as she says that, Adrian turns and looks at Jim.
Did Jim just do this as a textbook, a dissertation? Here's all of Adrian's files. Let me just send them to you.
Jim just kind of rattled off what's on top of his head. He's like, I didn't give him the exact coordinates or anything.
Better not have.
His concern was just the general information and making sure Achille knew where y'all were if he got blown up. That's all. He was
You
thinking of
weren't
y'all.
in the gap.
Armando finishes his tea, sets it down, very, very gingerly. Will get up out of his seat and just walk off. Not anywhere out, just kind of out of the room.
You walk into the next
before he leaves,
room.
he said,
There's something.
"Yeah."
There's something in one seat curled up like a snake,
Ooh, cool.
but it's fur covered.
I'll just
It's the
my
last
emotional
card.
support furry snake. I'll just be
I know it's that
Mingling
Arctic
with
snow
the random-
snake. They're very rare.
I'll be mingling
worm.
with the snakes while the big brain people are having their discussions. I'm too dummy to deal with it.
I do believe your friend. I do believe something is bothering your friend.
Cat's like, I can't go figure out what's going on with him because I'm the only one that has table manners.
I put down my thing and I said thank
No,
you for the tea.
no. She's left with Adrian and Hall.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I was like, wait a minute, I had decorum.
Is that a bad thing?
Yes.
She's like, so anyway, so yes, Achille was still researching. He was taking the information you had found and kept to yourself, and is essentially running around looking for new leads. That's
gonna get him killed.
well,
he
perhaps if you
happen
can't
to-
find him, neither can whoever it is that's hunting you.
Oh, Jesus. Did he happen to mention any of these leads?
No, he was coming to me hoping I could help him out.
Does Armato hear them nervously laugh as that's mentioned?
Yes.
We all have that.
He's just like this with the furry snake, just like even not like trying to cause damage, but like it's a little more, slightly more abrasive.
He's got soft white fur.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this weird little snout face that looks like it's smiling.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
Only when it opens its mouth, it
play
splits like 3 different ways, and you realize that's just how the seams are.
I've seen weirder.
Truthfully.
There's a guy that was cut up like that when I was younger. It's fine.
And there's that guy that I cut up like that. Well, let's not talk about that.
That's true.
So she's like, no, he didn't mention having any leads when he showed up here.
Did you give him any leads?
It's not really. I understand that you are good intentioned, but I'm not sure if it's really my business to put his business out there.
Adrian looks at their guide. It's at their guy that brought them here. It's like, you're aware of her pet collecting habit, yes?
Weimar kind of goes, and he just looks around at the stuff scurrying in the corner. Yeah.
Does it matter to you at all?
What we're trying to say is if the fact that like the plague rat over there is kind of illegal.
He's like, I've never seen
The
that
adorable
before.
plague rat.
What kind of plague rat is it?
One that usually carries an execution sentence if found.
He looks up at the host like,
I like how everyone's calling her the host now. Did it?
And it is usually banned for leaving its world because it carries enough disease to cause usually a planetary crisis.
There's a reason why it's called a plague rat.
Well, that's not its actual name. But
Plagueus
yes, it's actually
radicate.
called as a wives.
But that is its
It's a member of
common
Clan
collecting.
Pestilence. I'm the only probably Warhammer person here. I'm the only got that joke.
Oh, well, maybe somebody watching plays Warhammer. Who knows?
Mm-mm.
I did lose my train of thought though. She's like, I told you, I have purged it of any plague, and I'll do so periodically to make sure it doesn't, infect any of my other lovelies.
Mm-hmm. Right.
From the other room, you all hear, the furry three-mouthed snake is pretty cool.
Hurry,
The
snake.
what?
Don't worry about it. Keep doing your big brain thing. I don't care.
She's like,
That's
oh yes,
cute,
she starts
fuzzy
rattling off
animals.
what world it's from, and how it's one of the few examples of a mammalian styled animal taking kind of the snake body plan.
Interesting.
Armato's quietly taking notes.
Cat sends like a quick text to Adrian. Can you handle this?
He mentally sends a message back. Yeah, but I'm not sure if I should with that guy's in the room still.
If he's not freaking out about the plague rat, he's not gonna freak out about the cute fuzzy thing. I'm gonna go check on the boy.
He looks at their guide. He looks like he's freaking out about the plague rat?
26.
He looks concerned.
Older.
Not like, oh my god, I'm about to die.
28.
You know, you get the impression when she says, "Oh yeah, I've purged it of all that," he's taking her at her word.
Okay.
And you know, everybody that was aware of her would talk about her being a powerful Esper. So, as far as it being illegal,
That's what he's checking to see if he cares about that.
this planet is far enough out in the boonies that you're not really sure how many of those laws would necessarily have jurisdiction here.
It's also fair.
Fair enough. Okay.
Just waiting for the shoot. Here's the Polaroid.
Yeah, Adrian just sighs, scratches at his hair a little bit, and is like, ugh. Okay. So from one lover of cute and fuzzy things to another. I wanted to keep this one. And he just he'll just sort of wave his hand, and Yanni, having waited with the crate that has Scout in it, just there's a sound of a like a sort of like a whoosh sound in front of her on the table, and then Yanni lets go, flies over to Adrian, and then the little carrying crate with the Bolarola in it's in front of her face.
Is it like an open top crate that she peeks down in, or is it?
Yeah,
Picturing like a shipping crate.
No, not a shipping crate. It's like basically it's
Cartoon shipping crate.
kind of a thing. What you would expect like a sort of a sci-fi-ish looking pet carrier to be
I
like.
was gonna say, is it like a dog carrier like this?
Yeah, like sci-fi version of it, but yeah.
Okay, so she peeks down.
It's basically a pet carrier that actually has legs. It's like
Yanni needed something to hold on to.
Mm.
So you see her kind of, and she whips the thing open or whatever, pulls it out. I've never seen one of these in person before.
Yep.
Really likes bugs. Good at snuggling. Comes to the name Scout. Can kind of fetch. She's not quite mastered it yet.
Oh, I thought you'd stepped out of the room.
Not yet. She
Oh.
had never got an answer back.
Oh,
Yeah, Adrian will just wave her on and say, I've got this.
Pat's head. Walks out.
Room explodes. Esper powers fly! No. Ow. That was all of my fingers.
Don't.
So yeah, she's ooh and ah and cuddling with the cuddling with the Bolarola.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the world did you get him?
We found him. He was just in our ship one day.
She just gives you this look like, mm-hmm.
What?
But she doesn't particularly seem to care.
None of us went anywhere near the island that they came from.
Neither
He
confirmed
says-
nor
He says with absolute honesty because none of them did.
Yanni did.
Yeah, but he's not counting Yanni. He's counting the people she can see.
Yanni shunted back out of the room.
Yeah. Yanni gone. He exploring.
Yanni's gonna steal one of her pets now.
Oh no.
Why do we have the plague rat on the ship?
I certainly hope he doesn't. Oh Lord.
Look, it was a
That'd be
silicone-based life form. It was very shiny, so it attracted him.
Really shiny beetle.
You know those
Very
gold
shiny.
beetles.
Oh no.
The ones from Animal Crossing.
What have I done?
No, no. Just imagine us. Go to Rack and Brad, you're alone. What's your name again? Tom Nook. Why do you ask?
But so it's like she is just started completely ignoring y'all, and she's just babying this Bolarola.
Adrian's fine with that. He just sort of leans back and watches. He's not gonna get in between that.
So just angsty over here. Just
And at one point, she kind of holds him up, and you hear her go,
Okay.
"Where's the other one?"
Don't know what you're talking about.
She's like, "Oh," she's holding him like a Bond villain's cat now. Oh, I think you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
And which kind of hole makes a slight kind of that, well, you can't visually see me, I'd apologize for this. I kind of go with that, kind of motion.
Adrian's giving a straight face. I don't know what you're talking about. We're all sitting there giving it all away. Never play poker.
nope.
Adrian just deadpan looks like I have no idea what you're talking about.
This tea's delicious.
Mm-hmm. This is
Poison.
very
And you
nice
can have the
tea.
cure when you bring me the other Bolarola.
Well, too bad for you. I'm immune to it.
Are you actually immune to disease too?
No.
He's lying.
He's lying, and he's gonna be like, Armato, please.
You're coughing up blood. No, I'm not.
Strawberry lemonade.
Are you just like, are those bulbous sores on your body? No.
Nope. It's just infection transmission modules.
All right. What is it that you want from me so I can keep this pretty? Since
We
clearly that's
will-
what you brought it here for.
We would like to know.
Jimmy knows my weakness.
Yep. He also knows mine.
Crystalline unicorns?
As Adrian probably just shares a look between that shared look of two people who really like small, fluffy, cute things. Well, we're trying to find our benefactor.
I figured that'd be something. I figured it'd have something to do with that.
And since you are in the know, as it were,
I am.
trying to make sure he doesn't get killed by a race of extra-dimensional energy beings that like to hijack bodies and are functionally immortal.
She doesn't look particularly surprised in any of this that you're telling her.
Jesus Christ, Jim!
Yeah,
From like across the house.
I throw a rock at Jim.
I didn't tell her any of this. Achille must have.
Yeah, who told Achille?
Okay, fair enough. He goes back to drinking his tea. Pulls his flask out and puts a little bit in the tea.
Jim. Except he's just straight up drinking the flask when by the time Cat sees her.
Catches like spider senses, or it's like, motherfucking Jim.
Jim, we're gonna have a talk about this later.
Yeah, basically.
Cell might be your home for different reasons now.
No, we're just gonna leave Jim with her.
If I would have known that, I would have taken stunt pilot.
But yes, we are afraid that in his fervor of learning more about the Ekajati, that he will instead draw their ire.
Well, the Ekajati are extinct from what he was telling me.
Yeah, guess what the race of extra-dimensional energy beings are.
Wait, the ones that created the shortcut?
No.
Oh no, the body hijacking ones. Of course.
Yes.
The Primarin, I believe he called them.
Yeah.
Maintaining eye contact with Jim.
Through your mask? That's impressive.
From like across the room. Like through a wall.
She has like
You're
her
in the far
X-ray vision
end of the
on.
next room, but you just line up with the door just right.
Essentially.
She's like, I would hate for anything to happen to Achilles. I mean, not that he has that much longer to live anyway, relatively speaking. But I do like, everybody, and she kind of pets, gestures to the animals. I do like everybody and everything to live out there, their full natural life, however short it is. But I'm not sure, even if you found him, I'm not sure what you could do that would stop him from investigating. I mean, you can't, it's not like you can club him over the head and lock him up. He hasn't done anything, well, okay, I suppose he has done some illegal things, she kind of pets the plague rat again. But then so have you, as she pets the Bolarola.
No, we just found it on the ship. Happened to bring it to someone who is capable of caring for its needs as stipulated by galactic law.
Mm-hmm.
She is technically telling the truth.
I did give Jim a lead. The truth is, I had already I already knew about the Ekajati. I mean, not the whole shortcut and all the weirdness, but the extinct species I had looked into before, and when the research became dangerous, I decided it wasn't all that important, and moved on to something else. Which is what I advised Achilles do. It's what I advise that you do.
Yeah, we don't have a choice in the matter.
If someone is chasing you because they think you're researching, some secret, if you clearly go off and just start doing your own thing, you might fall off their radar.
Yeah, see, we've tried that. It didn't work.
Oh, when was the last time you encountered them?
Not very long ago.
It was... Let's see.
Was it before me?
Yes.
That's how long.
You ran
ago
into
it's
one
been.
on the Shadow Technocracy ship.
Also the Hunter.
Oh, yes, I forgot about the Hunter.
Just kind of counts.
Yeah, he's actually the prime example of one trying to kill you, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Though you remember, he didn't
alliance with him now.
If you remember though, he didn't seem to particularly care that y'all were doing anything. If he took you out, somebody was going to owe him a favor, which seems to be how these people,
Function.
interact with each other. He's like, they don't necessarily worry about money. They seem to swap around favors, since money's is come and go with the cultures that created them. But you get an immortal something's favor, you've got that as
Hold
long
on
as
to
you need
that
it.
sucker for a couple civilizations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fucking spirit vampires.
Yeah.
Basically.
Colossus.
One of them just goes into torpor for like 2 centuries, and it's like, okay, I'm up. What I miss?
So much.
Yep. So, where'd you send him?
Well, yeah, let's haggle for a little bit first.
Oh boy.
If you're not going to take my advice of just letting this go, because it's quite possible that Achilles will go where I told him to and still not find a lead that will move his investigation forward. So you could just wait it out. I can assure you that you know somewhere as out of the way as this planet, you know, they'd be unlikely to anything tracking you would be unlikely to find you this far.
Uh-huh.
So you could always lay low somewhere until the heat was off, so to speak.
We could.
So this is the planet you sent him to, correct?
What, the planet she's on now? No.
No, I misunderstood her then. Sorry.
She has not told you where she's sent him, just that she's sent him somewhere. That she did give him a hint. She goes, I didn't want to, but...
There's also
petting
the
the
fact
rat.
that some of them are rather temperamental and vindictive and zealous in their cause, and they could very well capture him, probably torture him, more than likely kill him, and find out who gave him the information to send him there, come here, and make sure you and all your fuzzy little pets die in the process because you had information too.
You have to understand, basically mentioned like the suicide bombings thing they had on that university planet. And I kind of have to explain to her, they were the ones who did that.
I'm not overly concerned with that, as they would not get to my house without my knowledge. You would not have gotten as close to my house as you did if Weimar had not been with you.
Armando's spidey sense. I can survive that. At least a couple rounds.
That could very well be so, but how long can you survive against a race of beings that are immortal and transcend your lifespan?
I've lived a pretty good long time so far.
And they've been alive far longer.
I like her.
All right, my friend. Clearly, I'm not going to be able to talk you out of this. What do I have to do to be able to keep this little pretty?
I already told you. You tell me where you sent him.
And its litter mate.
No.
Come now, you don't want to be running around the galaxy with a lone Bolarola.
Actually, they're perfectly fine of surviving on their own if need be, as long as they have someone to take care of them.
Yes, but they're highly illegal anywhere civilized.
Uh-huh.
The first time the police do a scan of your ship, or some customs officer notices it, 20 years in prison, which is quite a long time for some of you. Significant
For
portion
some.
of your life.
For some, yes.
She kind of gestures at Patrick. I'm not sure how long those live, but
Wow, those.
Oh, Ashen Forge, thank you very much. I don't call you tentacle people.
fair. I'm sorry, that was impolite of me. Is live even technically the right term?
Cat in the other room made a huge mistake leaving.
Because Because if you remember, she had kind of a cold reaction to Patrick initially.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like Cat would have found me by now.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're doing their
Yeah,
thing.
just messing around.
perhaps I could give you, perhaps I give you a second bit of information for the second Bolarola.
Go on.
Well, I gave Achille the coordinates to a moon that I know has a outpost of theirs. But I was not specific on where the outpost was exactly, or what I knew about the outpost. I let him assume that I had seen the outpost and hadn't really gotten inside it. The one that he is most likely to find from space was damaged and the tech is non-functional. But I know of one on that moon that is fully functioning. Or was as of the last time I'd been there.
How long ago was that?
Oh, 50, 60 years. The site is probably a couple of 100,000 years old. And it, if it was functioning 60 years ago, it should still be functioning now if, there hasn't been a meteor strike or something on the planet.
Or one of them came through and tore it apart like they did the last one we found, but yeah.
Fair enough. But for the other Motorola, I'll give you its exact location and the access code.
Oh, I can get through access codes, no problem.
I had an Esper on my team that thought that. The
Just let us
Ekajati-
keep the pet, man.
The Ekajati were extremely powerful Espers.
Yeah, I'm aware. I've met a few.
No, even before the incident that turned them into other things.
Yeah, I know.
Perhaps I should put my deal forth to your captain.
Considering the captain isn't the one that owns the other Bolarola. And she's not the tech person either.
And as she mentions the captain, we change scenes to the captain. So jumping to the other room with Cat Armanto, the snow snake.
You hear, give him the goddamn Motorola already, Jesus! You don't actually hear that.
Just grabs him by the arm. Come on, we're taking a walk. Come on. You can bring the snake.
I whatever. Sure.
You just wear this big furry snake like a bola.
The most fancy boa. Okay, look.
Yes.
I know. What's going on? What's up?
I mean,
Usually you're the cheery one. And ever since. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, at least the Toreador, may they rest their souls, at least they told me the truth that fucking day.
You saw how pissed we were at Jim for telling her, Achille.
Uh-huh.
We were thinking, and sometimes ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is sometimes safety. If there was a way to at least get you out, with out knowing any of the nitty gritty stuff, so you can live, that's a win.
I don't give a shit about whether I live or die with these damn things.
gotta, as the captain and as, someone who gives a damn about you, I would prefer you live.
I saw the. Let's say I had a not so friendly flashback when we were in Russia.
Yeah, we were from Earth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an even. You can talk to us about it if you want to. You don't have to, but
I mean, seems like you have your own shit going.
we all got our
I
own
just-
shit going on.
Don't wanna
Share
just
the shit.
Pile it. I just don't want to just shovel it on the people. Adrian's weak. He might just like be crushed under it.
He might, yeah, but nah. He's seen some shit too. Done some shit.
Yeah, I know. Now.
Yeah. I'll get you all of the data we have back on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
You can look over it. The long and short of it, ever since we've been involved with Achille, we've been chased by people that pretty much jump bodies, are nigh immortal, and would like us dead.
That was my childhood. So nothing changed.
Didn't know that, so
I mean, they weren't functionally immortal, but they felt like it sometimes.
adults.
Yeah. When I was a lot younger on Earth, I lived in a pretty shitty place, and you gotta make your ends meet somehow. And I was
You
was
made the
kind
ends
of-
meet.
I was a child soldier, fortunately. So that was the majority of my life for the Toreador. The one thing I had going for me probably shot off into space.
We find Achille. We go looking for them.
They're dead.
Yeah, they were trapped on the moon.
I saw them die.
Oh, maybe not.
I watched each and every one.
I can't fix that for you. I can promise I will put a couple of pieces of lead into people that try and fuck with you. The new gun is really good at that.
I know. It's pretty cool. I'll give you that.
I'm horrible at this, like, cheering you up thing. Is any of this working? I'm not a good captain.
Aramonto won't admit that it's working, but I am not a good captain. He'll look you down and say, you take a job that you didn't even fucking want. That's how captains function.
Kind of been my life, dude.
Me too.
If my brother wasn't around, I would be the one in charge of my family's company. I was trained to take it over in case something happened. So the captain bullshit kind of,
It tracks.
it works.
Yeah. Let's just say, seeing those guys who had a very little choice in what they were doing, what they chose to do, just not so friendly flashbacks.
Don't deal with them by becoming a distant asshole drowning in a bottle.
Puts away his flask as she says that.
Somewhere Jim's
I mean-
ears are burning.
What do you mean somewhere?
Jim's
Next
like this.
I mean, we're all assholes, but I think in all of our own ways, we all kind of care for each other.
Debatable with some of you.
I will speak for... I've known Adrian for the long side of all is he's a complete asshole. He puts that front up really well.
Yes.
Have you seen him with the damn fuzzy thing?
Everyone has a weakness.
Yeah. That's him not having to put up the asshole front. We finish this mission. We figure out a way to try and become pizza delivery drivers.
It's like the third time it's been promised.
That's our vacation now, is pizza delivery drivers. Or at least we find like a nice station somewhere and take like 4 weeks off, like a month off. Change our names.
We wouldn't be having to chase Achilles.
He cut off after Achilles.
I'm going to fight it.
But you had to knock at his door.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, no problem.
I was like, if you want to be seen on webcam, I will absolutely open this door right now, but I don't think you want me to. Anyway,
I will turn this building back around right now, mister.
Aramanso will look past Cat, like towards the door where the conversation. Never mind. I rolled a 7 on my perception.
You've been distracted.
Yeah. It's been a long, hard life, and when it got good, it then didn't get good for long.
So, try to find some good, kid. I say kid like you're... How old is he?
I'm 28. I'm probably older than you.
I can't even remember how old I made Cat, but I know she's at least 29, 30.
It's the makeup, I know, but I'm not a kid.
Sometimes you act like it. And
Again, the guy over there, one of the guys over there.
Both like
Both of them, actually. Come on, let's go bail them out.
yeah, I did leave.
This is the charisma here. They're kind of.
Yeah, I
floating
did
around.
leave them to
Yeah,
talk to
yeah,
her.
you
This
did.
is
You
gonna
Come on.
this is gonna go well.
Come on.
I'm gonna lose Fifi, aren't I?
Yep. Come on. He puts a hand on Cat's shoulder as we go back.
As you walk
like
back
4
in,
feet up, like pop, pop, pop.
As you walk back in, Naroba looks up. Captain, perhaps you can talk some sense into your stingy
I've been trying
friend here.
that for the entire mission, so don't hold your breath.
So here's the deal I've been trying to offer. I'll give you the information that I gave Jim. Or not Jim, Achilles. I sent him to a moon. It has an Ekajati base on it. You know, one of
And
these
it's actually a
rundown
moon.
brick ones. I didn't think he'd actually find anything useful there, but I sent him there. I will give you that information for this Bolarola. Elsewhere on the planet, I know of the location of a functioning Ekajati base. And I know the access code to get in. I will give you that for the second Bolarola.
What second Bolarola?
I don't want to get into details on how I do things. I can smell the second Bolarola on this Bolarola.
What exactly did Achilles give you for information? I mean,
She points at the plague rat. She points at the plague rat.
Yeah,
Achilles would give somebody a plague rat. Yeah, that,
he knew
that
enough of my
tracks.
ability to know I could keep it safe. And keep the planet safer in. And he seemed very determined to investigate.
I would think being concerned for your friend and the fact that we brought you in a animal that could get us 20 years in prison would at least speak for our sincerity.
I'm with her on that
But
one.
I want the other Bolorola.
And I want a pony, but we don't all get what we
ponies are boring
want.
and easy to get.
Not so much on a space stations.
Fair.
They make too much noise on the ship.
Yeah, the hooves kind of slick
That's
around.
when you knit them
It's
little
horrible.
booties.
They have those?
Just be sure to get rubber bottoms on, otherwise bad things happen. Ask me how I know.
I think when we boil it down, you're boiling down Jim's life to whether or not
Achilles.
Achilles' life to whether or
Forgot.
not there's another Bolorola on the ship. I mean, you said you cared about him.
Yeah, he was a friend back in the day.
He was my idol back in the day.
But you have all confessed great concern for him. Concern enough to run out to this far-flung edge of the galaxy. With 2 illegal creatures in your possession. Leaving the second one with me would actually make things safer for you as you travel around.
I can't really argue with that logic.
See? Your sentinel here sees the wisdom of my offer, Captain.
My rig is hidden. What the fuck?
She's really good.
Your friend, then, it's like she had spotted you all as espers earlier.
Yeah.
She's gonna get herself fucking killed. Oh god. Looks over at Adrian with a kind of like look of
Do it.
not so much a do it look, but your input on this, because she knows he's fucking attached to Fifi.
He takes a moment and he'll look over. Hold on. Fuck you, work.
I was like, I thought you actually had a Bolorola in your hand. I was like, what the fuck?
No. Yeah. I'll say when I get that tribble in, that'll be Bolero. No, he will pause and say, like, if that is what it will take, you have to offer up one more thing from
And what is that?
something else that is equally as cute, fuzzy, and adorable as a Bolorola that is not illegal.
Ooh.
If we give you the 2 of them, you would have a male and female pair. You could become the first person to discover how to breed them off-world.
That would be worthwhile.
Everybody wins.
You know yourself how good for just kind of the soul having something small, cute, and fluffy can be.
Yes, it's kept me going for quite some time.
This crew
There is
could use something small, cute, and fluffy.
There is a tension to her as she was trying to talk you into this. That you had, before she'd been perfectly relaxed at all points. But it's like she's getting in,
She's like getting into a deep negotiation.
Like, I could be the first one.
See, and now you all see Adrian's plan. He got her worked up over it.
All according to Keikaku.
She sets a little play right down the table, sets the bowl roller down next to it, Scout. And she gets up. She's kind of pacing around the edge of her table. Who could I give up though? I'm very attached to all of my pretties.
So am
You
I.
know.
And you're asking me to give what I am attached to up.
Stay here for a moment. She walks off into another part of the room, or another part of the house rather.
I'm still, by the way, wearing the furred snake.
Oh, a snake.
Yeah.
Tossed over the.
But say, as she leaves, Adrian just looks over at Kat and's like, I am very surprised that plan worked.
We had a plan.
Well,
I
you
don't
all
think they
did.
had a
I
plan.
did.
I think he's just really fucking good at improv.
I've
That
been
too.
thinking that the whole. Yeah.
I haven't even seen him as long as you've seen him, and I'm pretty sure he's just really fucking.
50-50.
No, this is like 75-25 best.
Y'all are gonna make me invent another cute fuzzy animal.
Just give it to Adrian to do.
You
Like, recommend another one.
I'll think something up. Give me time.
She comes back in with something that looks like a primate, but it's small. It's some kind of
Like a capuchin.
not like an earth monkey, but it's another thing with the big wide eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The big white eyes are gonna win him.
I'm imagining that thing from Madagascar.
A lemur?
No, the really,
Oh,
really
the bush
tiny one.
baby.
Oh
Yes.
yes,
Bush baby. That's kind of what I'm imagining now.
a gibbon. Oh shit! It is a gibbon.
What is that? What the bush babies are actually called?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. That's what Zealzaddy listed in chat. I don't know if they're describing the monkey or if they're describing what you're describing.
Galago is what the bush baby thing is called.
Gotcha. We are all xenobiologists here.
Clearly.
I'll watch like Blue Planet on Crew movie net.
Whereas I think.
But he's got the large eyes, kind of like that thing.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm the only one that's actually trained in xenobiology.
You are.
it's fur covered, but then you get down, it's got fairly
Got
humanish
hands.
hands.
Okay.
I mean, to the point, it looks like little hands.
Does it have opposable thumbs?
They're not
Oh,
quite
shit.
fully opposable, but if looking at it from a xenobiology standpoint, biological standpoint, they are probably developing into that.
I wouldn't know that, but
Yeah,
I think
okay.
I think
You just know they
Adrian
look kind
would.
of like they look kind of like hands.
Yeah, they look.
Adrian would.
I'm gonna show it how to use a gun.
Oh.
Oh dear lord, it's gonna be the thing from Borderlands soon.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Rides around on his rig.
I'm not sure I've seen this species before, but they do look like they're getting close to evolving opposable thumbs.
What? I can show it how to fire things?
No.
Yes?
And she rattles off where it's from. It's and basically it's a planet that it's been scouted, but no one's ever really done anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
But she was in the area and kind of poked around. There's only a handful of them off world, but they're they seem to be quite, from what she could tell, they seem to be quite numerous. So there's no dangers of it being declared, endangered or anything. She's vaccinated against anything that it'd be likely to pick up.
Let's see.
I will look at it and tap it on the head. And I'm actually gonna detoxify it. Just in case.
Oh no, all the good bacteria that it had.
That's not how this works. Stop that.
When you tap it on the top of the head, it kind of goes.
I'm not slapping it. I'm holding. I'm like gently.
It prefers to be rubbed on its belly, and she demonstrates.
I'll put a hand on its belly then, and that's when I forge technique. Toxify. You're a good little guy, aren't you? It's a guy, right?
It's a guy, yes.
Okay. Armand was stupid enough to call it a guy and be like, oh, oops.
He will observe the monkey for a moment.
Cat's like, it's fluffy. I'm sold. She's more like concerned about everyone else. Like, will they accept this one into their pack?
Temperament?
I'm already detoxifying it, so you have.
What is his temperament?
Just like yours, bitter.
They can be a little rowdy in the wild. This one's, I've had this one since he was born. He's very tame. They're very clean animals in general. You can use a typical sort of litter box and
Long stretches on a ship aren't going to be a detriment to it.
beg pardon now. I was looking over at the top at the chat. What did you say?
It's going to be okay with long stretches on a ship.
Let's see. Yeah, as long as it'll have its list of needs. You got to make sure it's got the proper food. Nothing too exotic. Places to climb on. It likes having little high perches it can get to. Little tucked away areas or little boxes put up high that it can kind of camp in. They prefer to sleep in up somewhere like that.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
But yes, this should get along fine on a ship. I would not send you. I wouldn't send something with you that I thought was going to suffer.
Armando's rig will pop out, and then he will try to lift it and try to get it to stay there.
It perches on your shoulder and kind of reaches over, wraps one arm around kind of the back of your head and hangs on.
I mean, it's still leaning on my rig at that point. It's kind of like leaning against one of the spires that go up.
And you notice it's got fairly grippy feet, but not quite to the level of
An orangutan.
Yeah. It could very definitely hang from something with them, but
probably not for a long time.
Hmm.
Adrian.
Yes.
I believe we have an accord.
The other bowler roll appears in front of her.
If you do happen to figure out
Where
how
were
to
you
use
hiding
them,
it? We had a special containment. No, just say it was magic.
It's been there for 20 minutes while he's negotiating.
Unfortunately, it turns out he can't breathe where Yanni stays, so So, and then things go poorly.
Just twitches.
But no, Fifi appears, and she scoops the plague rat and both Bolarolas up, and it's just kind of snuggling the bunch of them.
If you find a way to breed those two,
Dibs.
I want one.
Fair enough.
Then we have a deal.
Adrian, I just picture Adrian sliding his common.
All right. She pulls out a data pad and starts inputting information.
Mostly as she's inputting it in, Adrian taps into his Esper powers to virtual display and look at it as she's tapping in, so he can see it through in his own eyes.
So you get the location of this moon. It is, of course, out in the middle of nowhere because, everywhere you discovered the stuff about these guys has been out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like known space, really, just kind of bumps
it's called
into
known
where
space
these
for a
guys
reason.
were active.
It's known.
There's
Yeah.
It's called known space for a reason. It's known.
right.
That's the
Which,
story.
and if you look at the map, the Esper Genesis map, it's kind of weird. You got the trade routes that spiral out, so
Yeah.
it's just all these gaps kind of in and amongst.
It's really any place where there's not a what are they called? Crucibles nearby.
Yeah, anywhere there's not a discovered crucible. And in the information he gives you, that is something that you note. Is there is crucible? There is basically like coordinates for a crucible, and notes on how that will save you time. Jumping out there. It's not in the same system, but it gets you in the neighborhood.
Okay. Since Adrian's the one looking at this, he'll take a look at. Is this a known crucible?
Not known by anybody we're familiar with, no. There is something living, there's a large number of something living on this crucible, or in this crucible.
Right.
But, I wouldn't land on it.
I would not land on it. Alrighty.
Whatever the things are, they don't seem to be spacefaring, so, sinking your ship up and using it to blink in, you'll be fine.
Okay. He will make note of that. Nod to himself, like, alright then. And that includes, like, the location and the access codes and everything?
Yeah, she puts all that stuff in there.
Okay. Right. Okay. He'll just nod. Alrighty then. This'll be fun.
Oh no, it's probably not going to be fun.
That's why I'm here.
Well...
But, hopefully you'll manage to stay alive, and hopefully you can save Achille, but truthfully, that's probably a fool's errand. He's determined enough that you're trying to save the man from himself at this point.
I've got Esper abilities. He's not going to go anywhere.
As long as he hasn't gotten himself dead by the time we get there, he should be okay.
I like your confidence. And I hope you're right.
Same here.
She steps up to Armando.
Give me back the snake.
Yeah, she does take the snake off of Armando. She kind of reaches up and kind of rubs the cheek of the little guy on your shoulder.
What's
Does
his name?
he have a name?
Let's see, what did I come up with?
Fernando.
Sundari.
Commando.
Sundari.
I said Fernando.
Fernando. No, she says Sundari.
Sundari?
Sundari.
Sundari.
I will be right back.
Adrian, give me a... Let's see, what skill would it be? Or check. It might just be a straight check, kind of think of it. Just give me either a lore check. Yeah, give me a lore check. Or if you don't have lore, just your straight intelligence.
History?
That sounds like what you would probably have sub for.
Probably lore.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Really would be
History-
nice if they had proper sheets on here.
I rolled a
History's
3.
5.
A 3 plus 7 is a nice, good old 10.
Okay. Don't worry about it. It wasn't anything too terribly important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Well, I say she was
that-
telling it goodbye. She tells you you can head back tonight, or you're welcome to stay here for the night. She's got enough room for everybody.
You have enough room for everybody, and then you have enough.
Well, you started stuttering there, Deca. What'd you say?
You have enough room for all the pretties, or I'm sorry, the other way around. You have enough room for all of us, then you have enough room for pretties at the same time.
It's a large house, and a lot of my pretties aren't very big, so
That's true.
Well,
What's
except the
the biggest
ones I
one you
keep out
have?
back, they're quite large, but they have the barn, so.
I want to go see the bigger ones.
All right, so the night passes with her basically showing you around her personal zoo,
Mm-hmm.
and there are
That one's
creatures
huge.
from all over the place.
Okay.
Nothing she's got is any bigger than, say, a horse,
Right.
and she's only got 2 or
Is that
3
an
that are
Earth?
that size.
Is
That
that
are
an
out in the barn.
giraffe?
Some of
A
what she's,
bird?
some of what she's got are predators that you don't understand why they're not eating the rest of them.
Uh-huh.
Espers. I can
Yes.
do that.
Yeah, probably. But everything seems to get along with everything else pretty well. Everything seems to be pretty tame.
Right.
There is a... And you notice everything is very clean and very well kept up. And truthfully, it seems like a lot for this one person to be doing.
Mhm.
Of course, she's an Esper. And as far as you know, she doesn't do anything else. So,
Yeah.
there is a garden out back too. You're not sure if it's actually big enough to support her, but then you remember, they had talked about her coming into town occasionally and buying supplies, so it's possible that she just does less farming now that there's a town close enough that she can go buy some stuff.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But she shows you around. She recruits your help in preparing dinner. I'm not sure if any of you actually know how to cook.
Armando knows how to cook.
Okay.
Basic cooking. It's not like he's an advanced chef or anything. He's got basic cooking.
Yeah. But I know that you could be helpful in a kitchen anyway.
Yeah. If someone tells me, give me the salt, I'm not going to give them the pepper.
Sure about that.
I'm stupid. I'm not that stupid.
Mm.
So, anywho, you get the, it's a fairly nice night. While y'all are cooking Armando, she tells you some stories of when she hung out with Achille and Jim. She helped them out on like a couple episodes of the show.
I think I saw one of those.
Is she like the animal expert that came on every now and then, like the guest host?
She would come on about animals. She also seemed to know quite a bit about the, not architecture, the,
History?
thank you. What Indiana Jones was, archaeologist. The
Archaeologist.
Thank you.
Archaeology.
I'm losing words, getting old. She seemed to be pretty knowledgeable on archaeology as well.
I mean, an archaeologist was super useful for this. time with the
Sure.
weird
Probably
space.
for her, she was probably around when it wasn't archaeology.
Didn't this
That's
live
also true.
a few hundred years? I forget.
Several hundred. I believe there's a space elves.
I thought that was the Eldori.
One of them.
I mean, in as much as anybody falls under that.
Right. I was gonna say, huh. You know, having an archaeologist one mission was was perfect. It was good. It was good. You did really good against the space worms. Well, that's how they showed it to me on Earth. They didn't tell me names or anything. They just said space worm. You know, translated for local audiences and whatnot.
She's like, yeah, well, sometimes, you know, it being a show, sometimes they would drum things up and make it more dramatic.
That's true. I like how Aramonto just likes future Firefly.
Maybe.
But, so the night pad, you know, is a nice dinner, a fairly simple fare, but nice. I guess, yeah, she shows you around to her personal zoo. You see creatures from all over the place. And while she'll talk about having tamed them, they take vocal commands from her. You know, you don't know if she's just that good at training or if it's all dependent on her Esper powers.
Aramonto's like, it's Esper powers. You don't have to lie to me. I know it's...
Well, she doesn't comment on it. You know, it's just kind of what you see her doing.
Oh, okay. It's just what I see. Okay. It's Aramonto's like, it's Esper powers. I know.
But
at the earliest convenience, I find a cat before going to bed.
okay,
She's easy to find.
she's curled next to the
Hard
fireplace.
to miss somebody with a mask that does emoticon.
Miss eating dinner, interesting.
Oh, that's it.
Preferably,
I think Adrian wears a mask too.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
actually.
just like the mask is like half off with like.
Just has like a like garage door bottom, like.
Yes.
Or just a hinge.
It opens this way, like a beak.
No, it just
Nutrient input
attaches and just like folds open around and like into plates.
Or it could be
sides.
simpler. She could do it like Tiny Tina and just wear it on the side of her head while she's eating.
It's a mystery.
Both
Anyway,
of you assume the mask Adrian made isn't as high tech as fucking possible.
I will sit
well.
next to her and say, sorry, this doesn't happen very often. Don't look at me like that, please. That's just making it worse. Please stop. You're making me uncomfortable. I'm not.
She's
gonna
like
do it
cackling.
anymore.
She's like, I'm kidding. I'll stop. Okay, I'll look over there.
I wanted to say thanks, I guess, for
Got for a sec.
checking up on me.
Your crew, your family, as far as I'm concerned. My family, my actual family, shit. I'm making them a new and better.
Never had a family.
Welcome to the family. We're all dysfunctional, but
Functional.
I have no follow up to we're all dysfunctional.
It's just a statement. We're dysfunctional.
It's just a statement, yeah. It's the
truth.
The crew of the Roustabout, we're just fun.
It's on the back of the ship.
Yeah. Well, as far as dysfunctional, this one's pretty functional.
Yeah. We seem to get stuff done. You checked up on all of us, so you need checked up on now and then too.
Can't quite do it to myself, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but if I find you talking to yourself in the corner or something, I'm gonna be a little bit more.
It's fair. Came really close on that planet. Like,
Hey, you
that
were like
close.
talking to a wall.
I mean, that's just. I thought there was a person there. Different.
Looks for the
I don't-
flask.
I don't know what people look like. I'm not gonna judge somebody.
Okay.
He thinks
If
people look
someone's
like walls.
the size
Okay.
of a wall, who am I to judge them?
She's built like a brick shit house. Just the wall part of the brick shit house.
Exactly.
Just kind of
And
pats
because
him on the
I'm pretty
shoulder.
sure and then because Adrian's like in earshot, just look at him and be like, "You're all right for giving that thing up too."
Not like I wanted to.
Find you a cute fuzzy thing.
Have acquired a cute
The
fuzzy
monkey
thing.
just kind of like is like this, like leaning over, like, "Am I chopped liver?"
Another cute fuzzy thing. We will fill the ship of cute fuzzy things.
No, that's asking.
Am I a joke to you?
A little bit. Gonna have space hamsters.
Find you a space hamster.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's all I want to say.
It's all good, man. Need checked up on. Well, everyone here will check up on each other. What family does, apparently. Decent families.
So she's heard.
Camaraderie.
I've heard.
So I've heard.
That's a family thing. I've seen it on like TV and. She's like, okay, now we're just making this awkward. And like, I'm gonna go to bed.
All right. So if nobody else has got anything they
you
specifically
go.
want to do,
I'm-
you all turn in for the evening. Other than the occasional noise of something scurrying around,
The first
The night
couple times
passes.
Armato gets up with his grand blade, like, what?
oh right, I'm sleeping in a zoo.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So not passing eventfully. You get up the next morning, she's got breakfast prepared. Something akin to sausage, the eggs of something or other.
Considering the
Whose eggs
setting,
are these?
concerned.
I was like, whose eggs are these?
She goes, you know, I've never asked. It's whatever they sell in town. I assume it's just whatever the
I
whatever
figured
kind
it
of
was one of
domesticated
yours.
fowl the Val and I have.
Oh, I figured it was one of yours.
Platypus eggs.
I didn't eat one.
They're very hard to crack though because they're leathery and not hard.
You don't crack them so much as slice them.
It's like, yeah. It's like opening an orange.
This went weird.
Yeah. So anyway, some kind of sausage and, you know, some oddly colored egg. Because, you know, aliens. You know, as you're preparing to depart, she has to tell the Sundari goodbye again. She's like, oh, what am I going to tell your parents?
The parents? You have his parents?
Well, certainly, I wasn't going to give up something that I didn't have multiples of.
That's fair.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm gonna put him in.
But anyway, as y'all are preparing to depart, you know, Weemar tells her goodbye. While she's distracted by Weemar and the cutesy thing, Jim's kind of hustling out. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
that gift judge do like
Quick, while she's distracted by the roller rollers.
She hasn't noticed his gym escaping. Go, go, go!
cast hold person on Jim?
You know, she looks mildly agitated as y'all walk away with her monkey, but as her little monkey thing, but you know. But a deal's a deal.
We look mildly irritated about her taking our cute fluffy Bolorola.
It's mutual. It's a mutual annoyance.
I exchanged you a fluffy thing for a fluffy thing, but I really liked my fluffy thing.
But I really wanted all the fluffy things.
Gotta catch 'em all. So we have the ambition that we're going away with new fluffy thing.
Sundari.
Is the Sundari the name of the monkey, or is it the name of the species of monkey?
It was the monkey's specific name.
Okay, Sundari. Okay.
What languages do all of y'all speak?
Promethean, Common, and son of a gun.
Speak Common, Terran, Alpha Line, and Alomu.
I speak Alomu, Deduzi, I don't know if I pronounced this right, Skoroth, Terran, and Common.
Jesus. I thought I was the polyglot here. I speak Common, Terran, Matokai, and
Common, Terran, lingo.
Now, does Adrian also speaks the Ekajati?
Yes, he does. I forgot to add that in.
Okay. But he's the only person in the party that speaks it.
He's the only one that can speak.
Okay.
I'm assuming like everyone else knows enough to be like, where's the bathroom? Please don't kill me.
Not the face.
Well, you think you can say, "Please don't kill me." What you're actually saying though is, "Please," right here in the forehead.
I mean, you know, either
Please
kill me or
actually murder
make
me.
it quick.
Don't run, we are your friends.
They got the words "don't" and "quick" confused. That's all.
They sound really similar.
Please, quick, kill me. So much like the trip out here, it takes a day. Y'all spend one day camping. Again, fire keeps any of the local predators at bay. You get back into town. Sina wants to know, you know, what went on. She's quizzing her dad, who's not telling her a whole lot.
Good man.
We got this one. I point at my rig.
And the girl just
Exchanged-
looks floored.
Exchanged furry for furry.
She gave you one of her little fuzzies?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say we can be persuasive. I like scritchin.
What did you give her?
Remember, forgetting that it likes to be rubbed on.
We knew
Bites
her
finger.
well enough.
Not enough.
To which
She never gives up, one of her cuties. And to give up Sweetie here, oh.
Would you like to pet it?
Adrian, give me another intelligence check when she calls him Sweetie.
Mm-hmm. Intelligence or history?
History would be the lore, basically. At least
Okay.
that's the best thing I can think of for it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
15.
What feeling do you
Rolled a
have?
little better.
When she
Unless
calls
someone-
him Sweetie, it clicks with you. The
Yeah.
name Sundari, it's very similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar to the Ekajati word for sweet.
Ha.
Adrian hearing that is like,
Kill Bill sirens.
Cat was the one, probably the only one who knows him well enough to notice this, but his whole body locks up for a second.
It's either net diving or what the fuck just happened.
If it was net diving, he falls over.
Locks up, then falls over.
The Wi-Fi went out. The Wi-Fi went out. Poof.
Wi-Fi stuttering, he sort of goes. across
Wait, he's got lag. Hold on.
Oh, he wrote
Someone
it.
reset the router. Oh, he's T-posing.
Like this.
T-pose Robbins.
That's what's going on.
We're out in the boonies. His connection is kind of shish.
It's bizarre because I'm actually
I'm
lagging.
not panicking. Yeah, Adrian's like, I'm not panicking, you're panicking.
Alrighty. Yeah, he just takes a breath. Shit.
What?
I'm over here like, would you like to pet the thing? To the little girl.
He sort of scoots
Oh, yes,
over
yes.
to Cat.
And it hops down to her like it knows her, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that thing's name? You know why that thing's called Sweet?
You're gonna tell me. Is it a delicacy or something?
No, the name Sindari. That's Ekajati.
Shit.
He just sort of walks over.
And it also just occurred to me. We've encountered a hunter, people involved with history, people who like collecting things.
We just need to. Achilles is a Ekajati.
No, I'm more concerned that, I think our recent friend might also be one.
I think everyone's coming to that conclusion at once as players.
Now, keep in mind, she already knew about him. She had done some research on him herself. Remember, she told y'all that.
I don't have to do research if she is one.
Oh, would that research include like the language?
Y'all's
Yes.
research did. I mean, I'm the GM. I may be trying to talk you out of being suspicious to make you more suspicious.
Yeah. That's the OC and I see me going like, but wait a minute.
Adrian is going to pause.
Also, wait a
And because he has had contact with some of her technology, he's going to jump a message back over there to her comms.
Tell us you're Ekajati, right?
And sort of sending a message in the Ekajati language saying, well, Sweet is an interesting name.
Dice are getting involved.
I'm really just rolling to see if she keeps her if her data pad's anywhere near her where she'd notice it got a message.
Like ding ding.
Because when you saw when she went over to get it, she got it. She literally walked over and got it out of a drawer to put y'all's information on it, and then put it back.
She's pretty low tech.
Yeah, her house is fairly low tech. I mean, it had a very modern like AC. You know,
Puts it on the AC thing.
Essentially, we're talking about environmental control.
yes, that was the word I was looking for.
He is also sending Yanni back to that house, like right
no.
now. Double timing to that house.
It's like Supermaning over there.
Now it's going to take him a while to get there, even doing that.
I'll move 80 feet every 6 seconds, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was a day and a half trip for y'all, so
Mm-hmm. That's why he's double timing.
Now, granted, Yanni doesn't have to sleep that night or any of that.
Right.
So right at this moment, Armato is unaware anything's going on. He's just leaning down, letting the little girl play with the monkey thing.
We're playing between monkeys, me and the small child.
And she's telling you what his favorite food is, and
Armanto's taking
That's so much more better.
Armanto has like. Shut up, Patrick. Armanto has the space equivalent of Notepad going on as she's doing that.
I think y'all had paid Weimar last time, hadn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep, ate him, and I think we gave him a generous tip too.
I believe you did.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
It was 150 for his services. He got paid 200.
Okay.
To keep it on the DL.
Oh yeah. He's not,
He doesn't kiss and tell.
Well, he doesn't really care what goes on off world,
That too.
If y'all were serial killers or something, yeah, that'd be something he'd have an issue with regardless of where you were doing it.
Sure.
You snuck
I mean, technically,
you snuck a harmless animal in to a collector and whatever.
The next one we adopt has spikes.
It's very metal. But so eventually he bids y'all goodbye, takes his daughter in, it's time to eat, makes her say goodbye to the animal. Heading back to the roustabout, the monkey, it alternates sitting on your shoulder and walking next to you.
Is it? It's capable of just climbing on me that quickly?
Yeah, if you're not,
I mean, I just have.
it reaches up for your arm, and you put your hand down, it hoists itself up.
Oh, I mean, my arms are usually down unless
Yeah.
It uses. I like to think it's like little things to climb up, like a mountain climber.
It hits one wrong, and it triggers your sword. It just kind of plops out and falls to the ground.
Crap.
Like it's one of those spring-loaded toys.
Just go snick it.
The great sword just shoots straight up in the air. You're telling everybody on the sidewalk to watch out.
All right, everyone, stand back. I got this. Oh, never mind.
And then y'all are down another sentinel. You gotta go recruit another one.
this is how we keep losing crew.
At that point, I just play the ranged version of the fighter. I forget what it's called.
The soldier.
Yeah, that's it.
So you get back to the roustabout. Jim unlocks it, no problem. Because you had it locked down with your Esper power. But I assume the entire crew was set where they could get in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everyone except Jim. It's like a big middle finger as we enter.
Well, we kind of need him to pilot the ship.
There may be a gif of somebody doing the Adam.
Every time y'all leave him alone on the ship, that just pops up on the screens.
Uh-huh.
It's a gif of Adrian doing it.
Sometimes Yanni just fades into existence, while Jim's on the toilet. Like the cat that wants to come in and watch you for no reason.
Just like this.
Just from around the door frame, like, what you doing?
A drink out of there.
God.
Yeah, it was some stand-up comedian that had a thing about when you go on long trips, you don't have to worry about leaving water out for your pets. You just leave the toilet seat up.
Oh.
And talking about the way the pets look at you the next time they see you using the toilet, though.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so y'all load up on the ship. Jim's like, "Oh, let's get out of here." Admittedly, that went a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it did.
You just, thankfully you had her distracted with, with the animals.
You're welcome.
So we're leaving right away, or
Yep.
not gonna wait for Yanni to get there?
Well, as long as we stay in the same system, doesn't matter.
Just
Can
hang
you
out
ramp
in
up
orbit.
from wherever?
Part of my extended link lets me have direct interface connection with Yanni for a range of up to an entire solar system.
But I'm saying you can just. But part of that link means you can just bamf him from wherever he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he can't send him out places that way, but he can always call him back.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you get all the permissions straightened up. You'd already paid your docking fees or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you get orbital without any trouble. Jim's like, so where are we going? Are we heading off to that moon she was talking about?
You gotta wait a minute.
Sounded like Achille was probably heading that way.
Yeah, give me a few hours at least. And then
You're thinking what I'm thinking?
maybe.
Trap?
Well, it's always a trap, but
What's going on, guys?
The monkey's name
Uh-huh.
is in the Ekajati language. For sweetie.
Okay.
And it could
Let me
be
see.
she researched it, but we're paranoid.
Yeah, I can tell.
All right, so y'all hang around somewhere in the system, Jim basically starts heading out of system, but doesn't not at full speed. So y'all easily
He's flying
know.
casual.
Yeah.
It's like when you slow the car so that some.
Go around!
We're in space. It's clear for thousands of clicks in every direction. Why is he tailgating me?
We were asking that when we were going down to the planet and got rear-ended.
Jim, you
Why
did
does
this
he keep
to us.
flashing his lights at me? Oh, my blinker's on. There we go.
Turn off your high beams!
So are you looking through Yanni's eyes?
mm-hmm.
Okay. So, he's basically following the path back. You get back to her house. I'm not entirely certain how this would... Exactly how this would play out. Yanni is unable to cross, basically, the little walled off area.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be unable to cross that. I'm not sure if he'd cross it and then poof out, or if he just wouldn't be able to cross it.
Usually.
It's like something is set up to negate Esper abilities. I forget what it's called in this game. Basically, it's like an anti-magic field.
Would it negate a summoned creature though?
That's for ability.
Well, it's the ability summons the creature, but then the creature exists as a living entity after the fact.
That is a very good question.
That I'm sure the source book doesn't have an answer to.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Let's see.
I mean, that's
Yanni also is resistant to being affected by Esper powers anyway, as part of his nature.
he just goes in half speed.
Let's see. Within the sphere's powers can't be activated. Summoned creatures disappear. Animated objects fall motionless.
Some
creatures disappear. That's pretty cut and dry.
Now, would it allow for a save with Yanni being resistant to Esper power?
I will give you a save. Let's see.
What would it be?
Esper resistance has advantage on saving throws against Esper powers and other supernatural effects.
Big fuck off wall would be one of those.
Unstoppable force meets the immovable
A
object.
creature or object summoned by or created by an Esper power temporarily winks out of existence. Reappears once the space the creature occupies is no longer. Yeah. Alright. So give me a saving throw. The power itself does not generally have one. So I'm going to go with intellect, I guess.
Intelligence.
Joy, the thing I have a -3 in.
Yep.
Oh well.
You can crit.
Theoretically.
Fail.
I just said crit. I didn't say one way or the other.
12. 15 -3.
That is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking through his eyes, and just suddenly.
Wait. Would this
It's
be
like-
a save at advantage?
I
I just did a straight roll.
Oh, right, that's right. The thing gives you advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me your advantage roll then.
So yeah. Probably won't be any better. I say this.
You natural 20'd.
You make the save. Or Yanni makes the save. Basically, when he passes that barrier, for a few seconds, you lose your connection with him.
Mhm.
It's not like he's been killed. I say you lose your connection. You're not seeing through his eyes for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And then the vision pops back. Basically, he crossed the barrier and was able to realize something was wrong and get back out before anything happened to him. But it did sever your, block your connection temporarily.
Okay. It's just around the house.
All that whole walled area. So the house, the barn, her property,
Alrighty.
essentially. You're quite certain it was not up the last time you were there.
Yeah.
It could be something nefarious. Or it could be that she went, hey, he teleported these creatures in here. He could teleport them back out. Shields up.
Red alert. No. Yanni is just gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna roll a dice for this.
Why do I picture Yanni poking a finger through it and just tracing out the whole area this thing covers?
Okay, so... We're moving...
Even he still's back to bowl of roses.
No,
We hadn't even thought of that. Why didn't we
One-
think of that?
1, Yanni leaves. Kraken, Yanni starts chucking rocks at the house until the lady answers.
Oh no.
For both of these plans.
Uh,
And now all of a sudden I get the image of she looks outside and Yanni has like a
A boombox.
box standing. Yep.
Yes.
so that's a Kraken. So, Yanni is
with a
chucking.
boombox.
Yanni is chucking rocks at a house now.
Yanni with a sign like, "Why didn't you answer my messages?"
Basically.
How physically strong is Johnny?
He ain't the strongest thing in the world.
But
He
he's
has a
basically throwing
strength-
gravel.
He has a strength of 5. It's nothing that's going to do any damage to the house. It's
No,
just
no.
a noisemaker,
Tink,
basically.
tink, tink.
More or
A
less.
few minutes later, the front door opens and she walks out. Is Yanni visible while he's doing this? I guess he'd have to be if he's interacting with the world.
Yeah.
She walks up to the wall, wherever it is he's at. What do you want?
Adrian's voice through Yanni.
Can you do
That
that?
is a rather... Yes, I can.
Okay. Just
Part
make
of the extended interface. It's
make
part
sure-
of
Read your text messages.
Yeah, it's the power that I got at level 7. I can actually speak through him now.
Okay.
That's a very impressive sphere of power there.
I've
You
had a long time to build it.
You almost cut my connection to Yanni. So
I saw how you delivered my pets. I had to make sure you didn't come by and try to take any.
yeah,
And
that's why I
apparently
asked
it was
for
a good
one.
idea. What do you want?
Yeah. And he switches to the Ekajati language. So, sweetie, huh?
She pauses. Give me a insight. Ooh. She rolled a natural
17.
1.
I got a 17.
So there's a very not. She doesn't start like you've startled her, but it's like she kind of like how Kat noticed you froze for a second. You notice she kind of freezes for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need to speak in common or something if you want to talk to me.
Do I?
Which language do you say that in?
Still speaking Ekajati, knowing him.
He says it in both.
At the same time.
Fine. She responds to you in Ekajati. You are a clever little ember. My question stands, though. What do you want?
Well, are you planning on hunting us too?
No, I don't care. Not enough to get involved, anyway. That's really Henry's thing.
Yeah. I've noticed. What? I know the answer will probably be a none of your business. But he did revert to switching back to their language again. So he is speaking in Ekajati.
Okay. She's sitting there, arms crossed.
What is... Why are you all so hell-bent on this stuff never seeing the light of day?
I'm not.
And why...
That's why I stay here. I just collect my pretties.
Yes, I know. I mean within. If you know anything.
Henry and his little crew, which to be fair, we were probably all of like mind at one point, but after a while, you don't want to waste eternity on one particular. Or you don't want to waste your eternity on somebody else's, obsession.
That makes sense.
But basically, he's doing it for your own good.
So, killing us then?
Hey, killing a few individuals to save the entire species.
Uh-huh.
He does not want any of you poor little ember races to follow us in the mistake we made. Or that was done to it, however you want to look at it. He doesn't want...
Okay. The problem with that is not learning from history dooms others to repeat it. Regardless if you hide it or not.
He does not think you're clever enough to ever discover the technology necessary on your own.
Okay.
I'm less certain of that, but you're certainly a long way from it, so...
Uh-huh. So, if being one of the Primoran, why are you sending us the location of an active base?
You had something I wanted.
True. That... yeah, that seems to be par for the course with your people.
Things seem to matter a whole lot more to you short-lived people.
Depends on what those things are,
Yeah.
but yes. So there are us, embers, as you call us, that can be just as hedonistic as your own kind.
Yeah, I don't know if I approve of your of your labeling us hedonists, but
I'm not the one that labeled you that. You can thank one of Inri's crew that labeled you as that. Actually, it just kind of stuck.
was he the one that called them hedonists, or was it the
Yeah,
Ganialo y'all talked to?
No, it was it was one of the Primoran that we dealt with. I think it was the one that was before the Hunter.
The one before the Hunter was the one on the Shadow Technocracy ship.
Okay, I think it might have been the one before that then.
And the one before that, is it the one that tried to wipe the linguist professor's computers?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's the one that was a hedonist in very much the classic sense. He was all about gambling and wine, women, and songs.
That was the one. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So it was one of their own kind that labeled them as a hedonist.
So y'all didn't talk to him directly, I don't think.
No.
You basically stolen his data paths and stuff.
But Adrian stole a lot of his shit, yeah.
And saw things he cannot unsee.
Pretty much.
But, yeah, you know, she gave Achille the base that really shouldn't give him any useful information because he had something she wanted.
And then gave us the one that did. As far as we know.
Yeah, because you had something she wanted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, again, because she had something she wanted.
And held out long enough to get that extra thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you're as old as her, when you've been around as long as her, you learn to, you know, haggle.
Yeah. Well. Alright then.
The important question, though, do we still get pick of the litter if she gets them to breed?
Actually, Adrian would kind of ask, like, so, that aside, if you do get them to breed, do I still get one?
That was an agreement we came to, yes.
Very good. Because I happen to enjoy those two, and I actually really regretted giving them up.
They'd have been more trouble than they were worth.
Could have been.
They'd have been, you know, being counterband and all.
Yeah.
Contraband.
Contraband, yes.
I suppose it's true. But you can't deny they are incredibly adorable.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm already teaching them tricks.
Yeah, we taught them a few of our own, so they're really receptive to it.
They know how to kill. Wait, no.
They overload you with cute, and your heart just explodes. It literally melts. But she does look at Yanni. I was serious at what I said, though. If y'all stopped pursuing this and just went on about your lives, Henry would probably leave you alone. He'd keep you under observation for the rest of your life to make sure you were, you know. He's not just a psychopath. He's not killing because he enjoys it. I mean, I imagine you've annoyed him enough that, you know, if y'all keep pushing, it does kill you. Yeah, he'll probably enjoy it. But
yeah, we had the misfortune of having a lot of our perception of your kind being colored by the Destroyer.
who?
That's what he's been calling himself lately.
No, that's what the Ganialo called him.
Yeah.
It was not a name he was even aware of having himself. And they called him that. You know, they called him that because he makes a habit of going around breaking their stuff when he, you know, trying to wipe out any of their tech when he finds it.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah,
she starts to turn around and go back into her house. Well, I do hope you manage to get Achille to leave this alone.
Yeah, that's what we were doing our best to do before Jim decided to tell him everything.
I'm sure Jimbo had a perfectly good reason, or thought he did.
Yeah. Right. Well, thanks for not immediately trying to kill us like most of the rest of your kind.
It's not really my thing. Plus, while you were babes when it comes to wielding the power you possess, I probably couldn't have taken you out without putting my babies in danger. Gotta prioritize.
That also explains why you weren't at all fazed by the fact that they might come and do that.
Yeah. Who do you think I have at the dining room table?
Good point.
Not often, but groups of us do like to get around every now and again, and so you keep in touch.
Well, that must be interesting. Hey, what have you done the last century?
Oh, I got a new body. Does it look great?
The younger model. No, literally, it's an actual young model.
She OD'd, and it was a perfectly good body just laying there. So I was like, yeah, well.
It was steel.
Except you have gotten the impression that they don't like hopping into new bodies. That was the whole reason you were able to cut a deal with the hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, starting over from scratch, it'll take forever.
Yep.
I mean, you have forever.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. It's not the end of the world for him, but it's just an annoyance.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved that pair of socks, and now it has a hole in it.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to adjust to a new tongue?
Oh, the food tastes different. You gotta figure out what you like all over again. This was my favorite food, and now it makes me rich.
Well.
Well, you don't have anything else to say to her. She's gonna take her leave of you and go back in the house. She's in no mood to give you a lot of information for free.
Yeah.
We don't have a third Bolarola.
Though you do have Sweetie.
No.
And Yanni will just vanish.
Yeah, she turns around and walks back in the house.
And Adrian pops back out of his trance and starts cussing in every single language that he knows.
Hey, I know a couple of those.
I know two of those.
It's an interesting mix.
Languages do you know again?
So, how'd it go?
Jim!
Just from
Jim,
the
you
cockpit.
motherfucker.
From up in the cockpit, you hear, oh, good lord.
Do you know that you've had a Promoran flirting with you this whole time?
No.
Yeah, she's one of them.
You hear silence for a minute, and then you hear,
If you're gonna drink, I'm gonna fly.
yeah, it's pretty much on autopilot at the moment.
But yeah, she's a Promoran.
So does that mean she was lying to us and we're about to go get shot up?
No, actually. Apparently I did somehow very good about playing into her hedonism and having something that she wanted very badly to where she was willing to trade legitimate information for.
Oh.
Or she's lying. We don't know.
She could still be full of shit.
I apparently caught her off guard enough that I threw her game off.
Jim's like, yeah, she is. Those things do seem to obsess over stuff, don't they? You know, the hunter had his thing, and you told me about the freaky guy.
You have
We're
an
just gonna be-
internal- I was gonna say, you have an attorney to think about something. It just kind of gets ingrained in.
You pick that one thing you really, really like.
Yeah.
We just have to
Also-
beware of people that hyperfixate on like either robot dogs or cute things.
Immediately looks at Adrian like this.
Pets in general.
You're one of them. I know it.
How else does he know the language?
Me and Hall look at each other in a low moo.
Adrian also looking at them in a low moo because he knows
So
Cat just standing there like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
But yeah, yeah, she's a Primoran.
Interesting.
Apparently not one of Enri's crew, but
Small favors?
yeah, I guess.
So
She
we're-
apparently handed the location of the defunct base to
Achilles.
yes, thank you. For some reason my brain was locked onto Aramonto and I know that was not his name.
It was me. I'm in the base.
It was you all along.
Oh, the base belongs to Aramonto.
Achilles, secretly an older clone twin. I don't know. So she gave the location of the defunct base to Achilles because she just wanted to satisfy his curiosity because she's kind of attached to him and just give him something to do to get him out of the way
Just like this.
and hopefully run out of that curiosity so he goes back home. We got that info for the first Bolarola. I apparently held on long enough to get her off her game and jittery enough to be willing to give the location of an active base with still working technology and the access codes to get in for the second one.
We tell Achilles nothing about the second base. Jim.
Not a chance in hell.
He goes,
Jim,
I
I might
understand.
actually kill you.
Jim, we all love you. But we're
She-
going to give you shit about this for so long.
I
She
love you the
has
most, and I might
also-
actually kill you.
She has also stressed that in her opinion that it would be more beneficial for us to stop looking.
I mean, we've tried.
Isn't that what they've all said?
However, Enri and his crew that are very fanatical about this would likely be keeping a watch over us for the rest of our natural lives. Because apparently he wants to prevent our various species from apparently making whatever mistake they did.
Thing is,
Really?
we've tried to,
Yeah.
go do something else, and it always just loops back to this. What do they want to do? Become like corn farmers on some backwater planet?
In which we'll run into some ruins somewhere. It's like there's, I don't know what it
Planet
is
giant
about this
pyramid.
galaxy and our lives, but I swear that there is some all-powerful creator out there that is just orchestrating events to where we keep running into this shit no matter how hard we try.
It's like we're some kind of pawns or something.
It's that guy right there.
We tried to, but the GM keeps sending people at me.
Who's got two
That's it.
thumbs and is the one true god of your existence? Though, to be fair, the ruins you found were places you were specifically sent to. And other than that, it's them coming after you've hit one of those places. So you haven't had a whole lot of downtime
I played it wrong. It's this
between
way.
incidents.
Yeah, just look at the screen too.
He's over there for me.
Yeah, it's going to vary a little bit by everybody.
It's like inverted for me. So I was like, wait a minute.
We all just point at the DM.
I'm pointing, you just can't tell.
That's why you got to narrate it.
I extend my arm up. Index finger pointed.
Well, we've got the base. We've got the base that's defunct and the one that Achilles is on.
No, the defunct base is the one Achilles is on.
Yeah, we've got both base coordinates and information.
Yeah.
Do we just get Achilles the hell out of there and ignore the other one?
Can we?
Logic says yes.
But when has logic ever been part of this?
The techie in
Environmental
me
size.
wants to dive head first into the other one.
Is it
Because
just
I would
techie?
really, really like to figure out how their technology works.
Of course you would, because
Like, oh, hello, I also are tech, and
You completely roboted there, Patrick.
I also heart tech. I am literally an engineer, just,
The two tech guys are like,
Can't-
that other base.
The two non-technological ones are just like.
I want to live. But tech.
I'll go sharpen my gun.
Sharpen my gun.
Attaching a bayonet to that thing?
No, she's just sharpening
Just
the barrel.
Doubles as a spear
Oh
now.
no! I'm imagining her stabbing somebody with it, then pulling the trigger.
It needs to happen.
The first attack is fine. You pull the trigger and suddenly sneak attack gets involved. They weren't expecting it.
They were engaged with themselves.
He'll just sighs like, well, I really want to go to that active base.
Looks over at Armanto. Any strong feelings one way or another?
Just make sure these idiots don't fucking kill.
That's getting par for the course.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I'm strong enough to cloak us all now.
Let's start out with that.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I double check my power list.
As I double check if I can do that.
But Adrian is
Talk
totally
big game,
saying he
yeah,
can
do
do it to get y'all talking and going to that base.
I can totally do that when we get there. I was kind of lying. I didn't think you guys would actually go for it.
Look, I can
I'm
only do it
gonna-
when no one's looking, okay? I can make
I'm
you all
gonna
invisible
insight
when no
check
one's looking.
Adrian. I rolled a 2.
He can totally do that.
Yeah. Wow, you really are powerful with espers, huh?
5.
Wow, I
Wait.
really thought you should be better at deception than that, but you're not.
He has low
We're both-
charisma.
we're both-
I have-
we're both using our dump stats.
I have a -1 to charisma. Adrian is not charismatic.
He's got the classic dump stat.
Cat
Technoman-
insight checking.
Natural 20 on it. The technomancers don't use charisma?
No, they use intelligence.
Huh.
Modified space warlock.
Engineers use wisdom. They're kind of the
Yeah.
cleric-y-esque ones.
The only charisma-based caster I think is the evoker.
I'm the charisma
guy,
based
actually, yeah.
caster.
You're more or less the paladin.
Cat,
Lying through his teeth.
to a point, he can cloak most of the party, but not everybody.
So you get the impression he's exaggerating slightly.
It's like
It's not- But basically, he can cloak 3 people out of the 4.
it's like I'm gonna be being sneaky or takes the masks off, look over the glasses that she doesn't have.
Just drops the mask down when she's looking over the top of it.
It's like 2 sets of eyes. You have her
Fine.
eyes and then you have the other.
Somebody can't be cloaked. I can only get 3 people right now.
I'm loud as hell. I don't care.
No, I'm sneaky as hell.
Yeah, but they're gonna hear me anyway. It's a waste of a good invisibility.
I can't stop sound. He's got a point.
We're making plans for things we're not even there yet. How long is it going to take us to get to this base?
Jim pulls up the coordinates, starts looking, starts mapping out the path.
I have
Gonna help
astrophysics training. How long does it take?
Without that crucible she gave you information on, without that kind of shortcut, you would be months.
Mm-hmm. With the crucible?
With the crucible, it's still going to be about a month.
Okay.
But as opposed to being, 9-ish weeks, it'll be, about 4.
Yeah, Adrian will just take a look at it while Jim is calculating. He'll rub the bridge of his nose. Well, that depends.
Do we trust?
Would you like to take the route that takes about 4 months or the one that takes 1?
Follow-up question. Do we trust her crucible?
Honestly, I kind of would, because she gave me plenty of warnings about what not to do around that crucible.
Fair point.
I've been to shitty crucibles.
Well, we just went to a pirate base.
More to the point of don't fucking land.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anywhere between here and there that we can stock up if we need to? Do that.
Oh yeah, y'all will travel back the way you came to the first crucible you can get to, and then you can hop crucibles until you get to.
Yeah, we definitely would want to probably make a stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have no problem stopping somewhere along this way to resupply up, purchase anything for your characters that you want to.
Food for Sweetie.
Food for Sweetie.
Yeah, I know which foods that Sweetie likes.
Well, the little girl telling you what his favorites
well,
were.
I mean, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He does not exist off of Oreos.
Naroba gave you the basic information on his species that she had gathered. She didn't like giving him up, but she did make sure you knew what you needed to know to take care of him. She's a responsible pet owner. Alright. It's a few minutes early. We'll go ahead and wrap here. Next week we will start up with your, month-long voyage. Yeah. We'll basically start with y'all arriving, next week we'll start with y'all arriving at the first crucible you come to.
Are we going next week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh! I'm glad you mentioned that. I can't remember if we mentioned it.
Are we going at all for the next couple of weeks?
I know Escorts is going to run next week, and then we're not until the new year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next week's the 17th. I'm good to run. If y'all are, if some of y'all don't need to make it.
Let me check.
I'm good.
I can check the schedule right here.
I mean, we can take a quick few minutes just to do some random RP on the ship if y'all want. If anybody wants to chat. As the room goes quiet. Okay.
That's like looking through listings for more cute small pets because
Our Armanto probably would just quietly what's the word? Imprinting on Sweetie.
Okay.
Yeah. Stealing the
So
monkey.
unfortunately not a whole lot of roleplay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway. So we'll plan on running next week. And then the week after that is Christmas Eve, so no. And the week after that is New Year, so no.
Yep.
So we'll meet on the 17th, and then we won't meet again until the 7th.
Okie dokie.
One thing I mentioned to a couple of you last week, I think, was we're probably a smidge past the halfway point on the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I figure we'll wrap up in March or April.
Okay.
Of this, story arc. As it gets closer, we'll decide, do we want to keep playing with these characters and just move on to,
if we don't kill
I
them.
guess you'd say another campaign, but another main story arc or whatever. Would you want to
I'm
make
good
new
for next
characters in this same game? Would you want to play something different? Just something to be thinking about. Like I said, we've got, till March or April at least. Just want to get that bouncing around in your heads, though.
Have you ever DM'd Shadowrun?
I have not. I have, in fact, never run any sort of cyberpunk.
No! No.
But I've heard about how many dice you need, and yeah, I'm kind of with Sarah there.
Shadowrun, this is coming from a fan of it. It's the game you play in spite of the rules. When it comes to like chunky RPGs, this is really just a jar of peanuts.
It is a bloated fractal spreadsheet nightmare.
I hurt my brain trying to just get my character sheet set.
I would, however, recommend Coriolis, which is basically it uses the Mutant Year Zero system, a modified version of it. It's the same people who make their Free League, the same people that make what's that the Stranger Things the game.
Oh, the Loop?
Tales from the Loop?
Yeah,
Tales from
from the Loop. It's the same people who make that game.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's something we can be talking about and thinking about, going forward. I just want to make sure everybody
we can do that off
the
stream.
same page.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had several people in the chat today. Was real glad to see the activity over there.
Yeah.
So, hope all of y'all, hope all my players enjoyed it. I hope everybody watching enjoyed. Let's see. Is Curse of Strahd this Thursday?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We are potentially on the penultimate episode.
Oh.
Depending on how things go.
Okay. So anyway, Curse of Strahd Thursday. Back with the escorts Monday. For the last one of the year. Then we'll be back on Tuesday for our last episode of the year. Again, I've been your GM for the evening, Jason, and with me has been Sarah playing Kat, Decca playing Aramonto, Eric playing Adrian, and Patrick playing Hull. And we will see you next week.
Catch you all later.
Bye.